I'm getting ready to put this on the engine over here. And what's crazy, they give you these gaskets here. They got these plates that are just glued on. I don't like it, but I guess it seals. So yeah, the gasket fits great there. But here's what I don't like. On the engine, when everything's lined up, if you barely move it, there's the top of the runner. That is too close for me. That is a vacuum leak waiting to happen. So I think I'm going to use cut to fit gaskets. Alright, we're getting ready to take this intake apart, and we're going to cut all this and grind it, make it port match and everything. So this here is a vacuum chamber. Inside the port is little equalization holes so that you can actually have vacuum. And this is like a vacuum plenum. So when I took the screws out, you know, I'm going to be grinding in here, so I want to clean this thing off when I'm done. So I get ready to take this thing apart, and I raise this off, and what do I find? Metal all inside this chamber. Every bit of it. From the manufacturer. That would, yes, eventually get in the engine. Alright, as I was trying to port match these things, I noticed after I washed it off that the water passage was leaking. So put some WD-40 on there, and it leaked out the bottom right here. So after I popped this one off, I thought, well, maybe the WD-40 softened the glue. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. But then I decided to pull the other one off. And as I pulled the other one off, you can see that they didn't even glue around the water passage. Which means that water would have leaked directly into the engine. Good going, guys. Now we got everything cleaned. Manifold's all cleaned up. And what we're going to do is we're going to run the Felpro 1245 gasket. It's a cut to fit 120 thousand stick gasket. And it matches the intake just fine. I'm going to cement it to the intake. And I'm not going to cut it out for the head. Because the head has a taller runner, sure, but I don't need to utilize it because the intake's only as tall as this gasket is. So we'll lose a little bit of flow in the head, but it should fit just fine. When you buy this intake set up, they have you buy these plates, which are $150, and they don't fit. And this is the gasket, this is what they rely on to seal. Yellow weather strip adhesive. So you got metal to metal, aluminum to aluminum one side, and this gasket to the head on the other. And I don't like that. I don't trust it. So you can run these composite gaskets from Felpro. They're thicker, and they'll seal just fine. And so no need to buy $150 gaskets. So we're going to take a punch, and we're going to punch little dimples down through here. And we're not going to run these gaskets. We're going to throw those away. We're going to run a bead of RTV on the block. And I've already punched the block. And that just, once the RTV dries, it gives the RTV, I hit my knee, gives the RTV something to grab onto. It didn't take but a few minutes to do. I highly recommend it. Okay, I'm starting to put it back together now. wanted to show you the gaskets that I'm running. That's going to kind of help for that taller port. And they're cemented in place. So I just found out those gaskets cost me like $20 versus the $150 plates that don't work. So probably the next time that you see this, we'll be laying the wiring harness on. It won't be long, we're going to hear this thing run. Now I got a couple of issues here we found while we're trying to get the test stand running. They give you an idle control motor to connect up. The idle control connects to here. The fuel pressure regulator connects there. There's no other place on the intake for power brakes. So you're screwed when it comes to vacuum for that. Now, yeah, we can probably make something work, but this is supposedly a driveway installation. You know, they sell this to the average consumer. Well, so I guess you can't run power brakes. We're going to do something, but it's just, it kind of sucks. Here's the idle control motor. They give you this to connect the vacuum line. It's a cool little kit, but I mean, it wouldn't have hurt anybody's feelings to drill a couple more stinking holes in the intake manifold.
It's about 8:30 in the morning. We got it running. A very simple system to get running. I love this system. It just took a little bit of calibration. The only problem I run into was with their fuel pressure regulator. You pretty much have to run a return line because I got this thing backed all the way off and it still got 60 psi. So you're going to have to run the return line on the regulator. But I dropped the distributor in roughly 10 degrees. I haven't even set it yet. Fired right off. Real good throttle response. Hadn't even got in the other video I listed that the throttle position didn't match up. They had forgotten a plug to send us and it's on the way. So I just used jumper wires to get it running. But they make a mate that lets this plug into here. But yeah, there you go. It's running. I'll probably do another video. I get the mate in it and get the timing set. But for the most part, there you go. Nice little system.